Hey and welcome to BoatProjectY. Thank you for joining us as we unveil the secrets behind transforming this extraordinary vessel and discover the hard work, the exceptional craftsmanship and the unyielding spirit of adventure that accompanies every build. Welcome back, my friends, to Project Y, where we're trying to restore this beautiful 60-year-old steel vessel to her former glory, with the help of a constantly growing and truly inspiring community. Since the season has no longer allows us to do much outdoor work, we've shifted our focus to the inside of the boat. In a previous episode, you saw how we fully coated the wheelhouse with a 2-component primer. The floor is now eagerly waiting for a finishing touch. The staircase has gone through several evolutionary stages but has now finally reached its cardboard permanent version. So we squeezed ourselves into white overalls and at last get to apply the final 2-component hard top coat in the wheelhouse. Here I am, painting myself right out of the wheelhouse. And by the next morning, the first coat is ready for inspection. I'm absolutely thrilled with the result, and thanks to the magic of this editing room, boom! The second coat goes on immediately. That's it, the wheelhouse is now officially ready in its permanent colors and will be able to receive the new floor. It feels incredibly good to finally build something permanent instead of tearing things apart.
Excellent, looking beautiful here. The contrast couldn't be bigger with this area. So I'm diving in there today and I'll leave this wonderful room to my dad because his hands are itching to build a proper floor here. I got a lot of comments on my last video. Thank you very much for that. Very, very welcomed. All this information, all these comments, I read everything. One of you guys suggested that I should use KH7. Apparently it's a Spanish product, so I couldn't get my hands on that. So I got the second best thing, this here. This is a professional power degreaser. It even has a boat logo on it, so I can't go wrong with that. And I tried to get that area as spick and span as whatever's on top. Follow me along.
Since the engine room is completely stripped out and surprisingly the paint on the bulkheads is still in a pretty decent shape, the only issue is absolutely filthy. My plan to tackle this is with a heavy-duty industrial degreaser.
Let's go!
The job, well, spraying the entire compartment, which is basically the size of a small apartment, with this powerful stuff. And after that, my tested and approved toy gets to come back from its retirement, the Hydroblaster. But not just yet. My fingers were absolutely racked after a while, so I quickly switched tactics. I poured the degreaser into a larger container that I could pressurize. Much better idea. You can already hear it humming, right?
Part 2,
In phase 2, I hit the engine room with about 50 bars of water pressure. Thanks to the pressure difference, sand gets sucked in automatically, creating a sort of a sandblasting effect that removes all loose paints and contaminations. Every now and then, I had to dunk my face shield into a bucket of water. Water and sand tend to fog this thing up rather quickly. Now on closer inspection, the paint in the engine room wasn't exactly adhering all that well to the steel anyway. But hey, everything that was loose and poorly bonded came off, so that was exactly what was planned.
It's time to scoop it all up.
Now the compartment is fully cleaned and all that's left is scraping the excess sand out of the bilge. Do you think this surface is ready for paint? I'm not entirely convinced, especially the lower sections of the engine room still feel a bit greasy. That is far from ideal, I think. Do you have any experience with this? Please let me know in the comments. Maybe there's an intermediate coating or a sealer that I can lock in the remaining residue before painting. Either way, this chapter isn't finished yet. Luckily, someone else is in a great mood, because look at this. The brand new staircase into the forepeak. It fits like a glove, and honestly, I wouldn't expect anything less from my perfectionist, incredibly handy father. Since the weather is surprisingly decent for this time of year, we set up a small outdoor workstation where we can start cutting the first beams for the new Wheelhouse floor. As with everything in this rebuild, we're trying to reuse materials whenever it's possible. Reuse, repurpose, recycle, still the motto of this project. The wood comes from earlier demolition work, carefully stored and now ready for its next life. While my father dives headfirst into building the new floor for the wheelhouse, I head back into the engine room to have a go at removing the flexible couplings on the propeller shafts. But I tried everything: heat, leverage, a puller, but it didn't budge a single millimeter. If anyone out there has experience with stubborn shaft couplings and knows a trick that I haven't tried yet, please let me know. I'm officially out of ideas here. Following the marching orders given to me by Martin, our welding superhero from the last episode, I've also started patch welding the hull. These are small areas where electrolysis or other forms of corrosion have taken their toll on the hull. I'm building material back up with weld metal to reinforce those weaker spots. It's a meticulous job, and I'll spare you the sight of every single hole being filled. But now you know what I'll be busy with over the next coming days. Let me take this moment to wish you all a wonderful end of the year, filled with warmth, family and good cheer. I truly hope to see you all again in the new year for more boat restoration adventures. Thank you so much for following along. Having an online community that thinks along, supports and contributes to this project means more than anything I can say. So until next year, my friends, fair winds, best wishes and ahoy!